Yo, this is uh Corey the Man. We back in here for another video. This is how to create AI videos. No BS guy. Man, tried to make some AI videos to make like cinematic movies and stuff. I use Sora, but most of it's you get a lot of creations, like I think 30, and but most of the stuff doesn't match. But you get these other ones, and some of the stuff does match, but you only get like 10 creations. It's crazy. I want to see what he's talking about. I wonder if he gonna mention pricing and stuff. I don't want to. I don't think anybody should have to pay over $200 just to get his unlimited generations. Like, come on, come on. Anyways, let's get into the video. This one is 17 minutes long. Oh my. We might not watch all of it, but we'll watch a lot of it.
Current state of AI video generation, because if you believe the headlines, the entire Hollywood movie industry is about to be replaced by AI in the next few minutes. In reality though, we're not even close. So let's look beyond the flashy demos that do a phenomenal job in maximizing shareholder value but little else, and go over what's actually possible right now. Let's get started. Instead of boring you with technical jargon, let me just show you what's going on. Starting off with a simple analogy using ChatGPT, let's say I ask it to write the opening scene of a TV show, right? I'll let it run, and in a couple of seconds, it'll spit out a script with the setting, the characters, and all the good stuff. Simple enough, right? Now, what happens when I ask ChatGPT in the same chat to write the next scene? Let's run it. And as you see in the result, it quote unquote remembers what happened in the opening and continues the same narrative, right?
Of course.
The characters are consistent, the setting is consistent, the story is consistent. And in a nutshell, that consistency is the single biggest roadblock when it comes to generating AI videos. So keep that keyword consistency in mind for this next part. Moving over to Google's Flow app, one of the best AI generation tools for video right now. Here, I have recreated a scene starring Darth Vader. So let's play this back with audio. It's only 8 seconds.
I am your mother.
Okay, first of all, notice how detailed and realistic this is. Darth Vader is walking towards us with all the right sound effects. Sparks are flying out behind him because he just cooked someone. I'm not sure if that's how he was cooked. And his voice.
I am your mother.
His voice is pretty damn good. And guess what? As long as you're willing to pay a bit of money for the Flow app and use this prompt, which I'll share down below, anyone can create this clip in 5 minutes. So the point I'm making here is that AI video models are insanely powerful. But if that's the case, what exactly is holding us back from producing Hollywood-grade movies and high-production YouTube videos? Here's the problem. Watch what happens when I try to extend this scene like I did with ChatGPT by using this prompt. Next, Darth Vader raises his other arm with a red lightsaber and says, "Get ready for a spanking," which is something, Mr. Vader would say. And we're gonna generate and we're gonna fast forward this next part.
Get ready for a spanking.
Okay, yeah, that didn't work at all, right? The lightsaber was already in the scene, right? And this is the wrong hand. Darth Vader doesn't even look the same, right? Between scenes, the voices are different, and the background completely changed. This is a perfect example of character inconsistency. Editor Jeff here. Quick heads up, OpenAI announced Sora 2 right after I made this video, and they've launched a few features targeting the consistency problem. I'll explain what these features actually do at the end, but the bottom line is they do not replace the need for the workflow I'm about to show you. And with that, let's dive back into the video. Put simply, the video models do not remember any details about the scenes they just generated. Even if I used the exact same prompt to describe Darth Vader again, the model will still generate a slightly different character, breaking the consistency across scenes. But don't worry, there is a way to overcome this. Let's take a look at these 2 skits I created from scratch. This is the first one.
Google Gemini, can you find that email from yesterday?
No, but I can show you an ad that looks like an email. You're welcome.
All right, and the second one.
Hey Gemini, can you play that YouTube video from Jeff Su?
Absolutely. But first, please enjoy this unskippable 30-minute ad.
Now, Was that perfect? No. Given more time, I could have made them much more polished.
Right.
But the key is that the appearance and voice of the Gemini mascot stayed the same or consistent across scenes. And to achieve that level of consistency, we just need to follow 4 simple steps. Step 1, generating an image of our character. That's right, even though this video is all about AI video, our very first step is to use an image generation tool to create a static image of our character. Normally I use Midjourney for this, but since Midjourney is a paid app, we're gonna use Google's free image generation tool, Whisk, for this tutorial. And at this point, I wanna be very clear. The tools I mentioned in this video matter a lot less than the workflow and underlying logic. Okay, back in Whisk, I'm just gonna paste the prompt that will generate the Gemini mascot character. Don't worry, I'll share all the prompts I use in this video down below. And under settings, this is very important, I'm gonna disable precise reference for now because I want the AI to have more creative freedom. I'm gonna send this and let's fast forward this next part. Okay, so the first 2 results were already great. I just ran it another time to show you that if you weren't happy with the first batch, you can just generate a few more batches until you find something that you like. But for me, I'm just gonna actually go with this one right here. I like the fact that it's like bigger and larger, and it's a full frontal photo of the character, which might make the future steps easier. Pro tip, if you have an image that you mostly like, but you wanna change one specific thing, you can do this. Simply click the Refine button, and under settings, make sure precise reference is enabled. Then we're just gonna describe the change you wanna make. For example, change the color of the fur to white with pastel orange gradients. And we're just gonna click generate, and we're gonna fast forward this next part. All right, this looks really good, right? The reason this works so well is because by enabling precise reference, we're telling Whisk to use Google's Nano Banana image generation model, which is fantastic at maintaining character consistency in still images. If you don't believe me, you can upload the original image into the Google Gemini web app with image editing enabled, or even Google's AI Studio. Use the exact same prompt, and you'll see that only the fur color changes. The character stays the same. Yes, all 3 of these methods are free, and no, Google is not sponsoring this video, although I really wish they would. Maybe I'm just not PC enough. Anyways, once you're happy with the image, just click here to download it, and we're now ready for step 2. By the way, I have a free AI toolkit that cuts through the noise and helps you master essential AI tools and workflows. I'll leave a link to that down below. Step 2, create the starting frame. All right, now that we have our main character, it's time to place him into a scene that we will eventually turn into a video clip. Staying right here in Whisk, we're just gonna expand out the sidebar, and we can either just upload or just simply drag the image from step 1 into this character box. And by doing this, we're basically telling Whisk, hey, do you see this character right here? I want you to include this exact character in the next scene we generate. Because that's the entire point of this, right? We want the mascot to have the same appearance in every single scene. After making sure the subject is selected here, we're gonna go back into settings and make sure that precise reference is enabled. And then we're just gonna use this prompt, which again I'll share, to generate the still image of our starting scene, which essentially depicts the mascot talking to a female worker in an office setting. Just like before, the first batch was fine, these 2, but then I ran it one more time, and I'm glad I did because I actually like this one a bit more. The entire mascot is in frame versus this first option. And for this one, the mouse is all messed up, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and download this image, and this is gonna be the first frame of our first video clip. Now, just to prove to you how critical some of these settings are, I'm gonna deselect the mascot from this subject, and I'm gonna turn off precise reference and use the exact same prompt. I'm gonna speed this up here. All right, these look pretty terrible because as you can see, without a reference image, Whisk basically generated a mascot from scratch, and these 2 don't even look the same in the same batch. All right, since we're creating 2 separate clips for our skit, we just need to repeat the exact same process to create the starting frame for our second video. I'll keep the mascot selected as the subject, make sure the precise reference feature is toggled on, and simply use a different prompt. This time, we're just gonna have the Gemini mascot interact with a male coworker. All right, perfect. I think I like this one the most. So I'm just gonna download this. And now that we have our 2 starting frames with our mascot looking perfectly consistent in both, we are finally ready to generate some video footage. Step 3, actually creating the videos. To do this, we're gonna head on over to Google's Flow app. Quick heads up, I am using the paid version of Flow, so I have access to the Veo 3 quality model, but I actually tested this with Veo 3 Fast, the model that free users have access to, and it works the exact same way. First, I'm gonna select the frame to video option and upload our first starting frame, the one with the female worker in it. Click crop to save. This tells the AI we're giving it a still image that we want to turn into an animated video. And once that is uploaded, I am just gonna paste in this prompt that tells Flow exactly how I want the scene to play out, from the dialogue to the action. Don't worry though, we'll talk more about how to write effective text-to-video prompts in a little bit. Under settings, I want this to be in landscape, that's fine, and I want actually 4 outputs per prompt. Yes, this eats up my credits a lot faster, but it gives me a much higher chance that at least one of the outputs will be usable. You'll see what I mean. And we're gonna just hit generate. Okay, the videos are done. Let's go over an example of a bad output.
Google Gemini, can you find that email from yesterday?
No, but I can show you an ad that looks like an email. You're welcome.
Okay, so obviously that doesn't work, but because we had 4 outputs, at least one of these would be good. Luckily for me, all 3 of these other ones were fine, but I like this one the most. Let's play it back.
Google Gemini, can you find that email from yesterday?
No, but I can show you an ad that looks like an email. You're welcome.
So I'm just gonna favorite this and then download it for the next step. So usually I would go with upscaled if I were uploading to, let's say, YouTube, for example, but since we're just going over an example here, I'm just gonna choose the original size. Now we just rinse and repeat for our second scene. We're gonna keep frames to video selected, then upload and select the starting frame for our second clip. And I'm just gonna paste in this prompt. I'm gonna hit generate and we're just gonna fast forward to the next part. All right, videos are done, and looking through this batch, I like this one the most.
Hey Gemini, can you play that YouTube video from Jeff Su? Absolutely. But first, please enjoy this unskippable 30-minute ad.
All right, I'm gonna favorite it and download this in original size. And let's actually play both clips back to back.
Google Gemini, can you find that email from yesterday?
No, but I can show you an ad that looks like an email. You're welcome.
Hey Gemini, can you play that YouTube video from Jeff Su? Absolutely. But first, please enjoy this unskippable 30-minute ad.
Again, definitely not perfect, but the important thing is the Gemini mascot looks the same across both clips. But there's another issue. The voice of the Gemini mascot character is completely different in the 2 scenes. But don't worry, we're gonna fix that in the next step. But before we do, let me share my process for writing text-to-video prompts. In a nutshell, I created a Gemini gem that basically takes user input and outputs an optimized video prompt. I've also uploaded video prompting best practices as knowledge files. After starting a new chat in the gem, I would first upload the starting frame image and a screenshot of the Flow app to give it additional context. Then I just describe the scene I want, give it a script, which I obviously had to come up with, and the Gemini gem will then write a detailed prompt optimized for Google's Veo model. I'll link this below for you to try for free, but let me know in the comments if you want a full video on how to create like powerful Gemini gems and custom GPTs, because it's actually a lot of work to create something really good. Step 4. All right, our final step is to give our mascot a consistent voice across both scenes. For this, we're gonna use a tool called 11 Labs. Once you're signed in, navigate to the voice changer option on the left here, and we're just gonna upload the video file for scene 1 that we downloaded from Flow. And then we're just gonna choose a voice we wanna change our character's voice to, and I decided on the Malvorix, the monster voice, which sounds about right. And then I'm just gonna click generate speech, wait for a little bit. Okay, let's play this back.
Google Gemini, can you find that email from yesterday? No, but I can show you an ad that looks like an email. You're welcome.
Okay, you'll notice that the mascot's voice and the female professional voices have both been changed, but that's okay. Part of the plan. We can now download this new audio. Next, we're gonna do the exact same thing for scene 2. We're gonna upload the video. And the most important part is that we select the exact same voice, of course, Marvelworks the Monster, because the whole point is keep the mascot's voice consistent. And we're gonna click generate speech. Okay, I played it back, it sounds good. We're just gonna download this to use in the next and final step. Now, for the final bit of magic, we need to bring the original video clips, the ones with inconsistent audio from Flow, and the new audio files from 11 Labs into a video editing tool like Final Cut Pro. First, we're gonna detach the original inconsistent audio from both clips, and then we're gonna bring in the 2 new audio files we just generated with 11 Labs. And here's the key step. I'm going to manually replace only the mascot's lines with the new consistent monster voice. This way, the human actors keep their original voices, but our mascot now sounds exactly the same across both scenes. And as a final touch to really sell the scene, we can layer in some subtle ambient office sound effects in the background.
Google Gemini, can you find that email from yesterday?
No, but I can show you an ad that looks like an email. You're welcome.
Hey Gemini, can you play that YouTube video from Jeff Su?
Absolutely. But first, please enjoy this unskippable 30-minute ad.
And with that, we've successfully created a multi-scene skit with an AI character that is both visually and audibly consistent. A few things I want to leave you with. First, it's totally possible to have 2 or more consistent characters across scenes. Simply upload 2 or more subjects into Whisk, describe the scene, and use that as your starting frame. The principle is the same. Second, let's talk about third-party tools. There are capable AI video tools out there like OpenArt, Hailuo, and Kling that market themselves as all-in-one solutions. These tools do make the video generation process easier, but in order to produce polished videos, there's still a ton of manual work involved, like generating the initial character and fixing the audio. And not to mention, those tools aren't exactly easy to use for the average person. So here's the bottom line. Again, video models have gotten extremely powerful, but AI video tools are just that, tools. We need to learn what each tool is good for and build a workflow that combines the strengths of each one. Just think about what we did today. First, we used Whisk to generate our character. Then we used Whisk again to create the starting frame. Then we used a custom Gemini gem to write a text-to-video prompt. We used Flow to actually generate the video. Then we used 11 Labs to generate consistent audio. And after all of that, we still had to use a video editor to piece it all together. All right, so about Sora 2, they announced 2 features. The first one is called Cameo, which uses a recording of your actual face and voice to keep your likeness consistent across scenes. The issue here is Cameo only works with real people and pets, so it's very limited in the characters we can actually create. The second feature is called Recut, which lets you load the last few seconds of a clip into your next prompt to maintain continuity. If this works as intended, it is a big deal, but it's just one step in the workflow. We still need to generate the character, write robust video prompts, fix the audio, etc. So yeah, these seem like awesome features, but they're just that. Features that need to be integrated within a broader workflow.
Damn, this was a long video, guys. I was looking into it, but then I heard everything you had to do. It was like, yeah.